taking those that same kind of pattern, 4 notes up and down, 1, 2, 3, 4, and back down. Then I went up 6 notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's pretty much the sequence. 1, 2, 3, 4, back down, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I do that based on each set of 2 strings. Right there I did it on the E and the A. Next I'll do it on the A and the D, keeping the shape of the scale so I stay in the key of C, or A minor if you're a die-hard rock player. Next I'll do the D and G strings. Same kind of sequence each time, but just changing the left hand shape slightly to stay in the key. Then the G and B strings. That's a little more difficult for the left hand. There's a couple different ways you can do it. I found the way that's easiest for me is just to reach across with your second finger to go to the B string. And then shift up to your first finger on that same A note when you ascend in the 6-note pattern. Sounds complicated, but when you try it yourself, it'll be great. And then the last 2 strings, the B and E strings. So the whole thing together, up to tempo. Let's give it a try. Pretty terrifying. Let's slow it down a little bit so you can hear how it sounds rhythmically. One more time up to tempo. One thing when you're practicing these kind of licks that's really important and very easy to ignore if you're not careful is the synchronization between the left and right hands. Always make sure that you've got 1 pick per note with your left hand. You don't want to be doing that sort of thing. You know, if you lose synchronization, it starts to sound really kind of sloppy. Once you get a real synchronized feel happening, you know, you'll have you'll still it won't hurt your unsynchronized playing. You'll have no trouble sounding like this if you want to. So don't worry about losing that, and you'll have gained something much cooler, I have a feeling, by playing with synchronization. Another version of that pattern is exactly the same thing, but starting on the highest note of the scale, which is F, and basically just reversing the pattern. Originally it was 4 up and down, and then 6 up. So what I'm doing is starting on the highest note and going 4 down and up, and then 6 down. Let me play that real slow. The one thing that's a little bit hard to get used to, picking-wise, is that I start with a downstroke on this. Which is going to feel a lot different than the ascending version. Let's do the whole scale that way. At a slower tempo, it sounds like this. Then the B and G strings, 2 middle strings, the D and the A string, and the lowest 2 strings, A and E. One time in tempo, fairly slow tempo.